Good day, everyone. This is the review questions for licensure examination, area capture fisheries, topic municipal and commercial fisheries, week 3. Let's proceed. Number 1. 1. Medium-scale commercial fishing is fishing utilizing active gears and vessels of 20.1 gross tonnage up to 150 GT. 2. Large-scale commercial fishing is fishing with active gear utilizing fishing vessels of less than 150 GT. Which statement is true? A. Statement 1 is true while statement 2 is false. B. Statement 2 is true. Statement 1 is false. C. Both statements are correct. Or D. Neither of the statements are correct. The answer is A. Statement 1 is true while statement 2 is false. Small-scale commercial fishing or fishing with passive or active gear utilizing fishing vessels of 3.1 gross tons up to 20 gross tons. Medium-scale commercial fishing, on the other hand, is fishing utilizing active gears and vessels of 20.1 gross tons up to 150 GT. And large-scale commercial fishing is fishing utilizing active gears and vessels of more than 150 GT. Number 2. What is EEZ? A. Exclusive Extending Zone. B. Exclusive Economic Zone. C. Economic Exclusive Zone. Or D. Economic Extending Zone. This was already mentioned from the previous part, so I hope you answered this correctly. The answer is B. Exclusive Economic Zone. The Presidential Decree number 1599 establishing an exclusive economic zone and for other purposes. Section 1. There is hereby established a zone to be known as the Exclusive Economic Zone of the Philippines. The Exclusive Economic Zone shall extend to a distance of 200 nautical miles beyond and from the baselines from which the territorial sea is measured, provided that where the outer limits of the zone as thus determined overlap the exclusive economic zone of an adjacent or neighboring state, the common boundary shall be determined by agreement with the state concerned or in accordance with the pertinent generally recognized principle of international law on the limitation. Number 3. The first municipal marine protected area is located in A. Apo Reef, B. Verde Island Passage, C. Tubataha Reef, or D. Sumilon Island. The answer is D. Sumilon Island. The island of Sumilon is located at the southeastern tip of municipality of Oslob in the province of Cebu. The island has an area of 24 hectares and has clear waters with varying aquamarine views and white sand beaches in different areas of the island. It is the first marine protected area in the Philippines and was created as Marine Sanctuary in 1974 under the guidance of the Silliman University Marine Reserve of the Magete City in the nearby province of Negros Oriental. Number 4. What is IUUF? A. Illegal, unreported, unregulated fishing. B. Illegal, unregulated, unreported fishing. Or C. International, unreported, unregulated fishing. And the answer is A. Illegal, unreported, unregulated fishing. Illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing is a broad term that captures a wide variety of fishing activity. IUU fishing is found in all types and dimensions of fisheries. It occurs both in the high seas and in areas within national jurisdiction. It concerns all aspects and stages of the capture and utilization of fish, and it may sometimes be associated with organized crime. Number 5. Marine fisheries refers to all activities of living resources in the coastal and open seas in the service of human needs or market. Marine fisheries resources include fishes, invertebrates, etc. In the Philippines, the distinct sectors in marine fisheries production are A. commercial marine fisheries, B. aquaculture fisheries, C. Municipal and commercial fisheries, or D. Municipal and inland fisheries. And the answer is C. Municipal and commercial fisheries. Commercial fisheries refer to fishing done in offshore waters using fishing vessels of more than 3 gross tons. Municipal fisheries refer to fishing done in inland and coastal areas with or without the use of a fishing boat of up to 3 GT. Number 6. How many FMAs in the Philippines? A. 12, B. 13, C. 14, or D. 15. And the answer is A. 12. The Philippines formally established the Fisheries Management Areas or FMAs in the Philippines through the Fisheries Administrative Order No. 263 issued by the Department of Agriculture, Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources. It established 12 fisheries management areas covering all Philippine waters based on considerations of stock boundary, range, administrative subdivisions, and distribution of fisheries. The illustration shows the 12 FMAs in the country and their color legends. Number 7. What are the appropriate shelf area of the Philippines in 200-meter depth? A. 184,500 square kilometer shelf area, B. 186,400 square kilometers, C. 184,600 square kilometers, or D. 185,400 square kilometers. And the answer is C. 184,600 square kilometers shelf area. This is the land area, the total marine water area including EEZ, shelf area, and the length of the coastline. Number 8. When a common resource is used without restraint to the point where it has negative effect on those who rely on, what is this? A. Open access regime, B. Tragedy of the commons, C. Individual transferable quotas, or D. Economics incentives. The answer is B. Tragedy of the commons. Overfishing is an example of the tragedy of the commons in that as fishing technology improves and the demand grows as the population expands, eventually the rate of fish will exceed the rate of the fish production in the area. This reduces the food available for people as well as other animals in the area who rely on the fish for food. Number 9. FARMC means A. Fisheries and Aquatic Resource and Management Center, B. Fisheries and Aquatic Resources Marine Center, C. Fisheries and Aquatic Resources Management Councils, D. Fisheries and Aquatic Resources Marine Council. And the answer is Fisheries and Aquatic Resources Management Councils. FARMCs emphasize empowerment of the major stakeholders in the coastal community, particularly the fisherfolk, and give them opportunities for meaningful participation in fisheries management. The fishers are no longer distant beneficiaries of development initiatives, but they become active partners or co-manager through the FARMCs. Number 10. AFMP means A. Agriculture and Fisheries Modernization Plan, B. Agriculture and Food Modernization Project, C. Agriculture and Fisheries Milestone Plan, or D. Agriculture and Food Milestone Project. And the answer is A. Agriculture and Fisheries Modernization Plan. The department, in consultation with the farmers and fisherfolk, the private sector, NGOs, people's organizations, and the appropriate government agencies and office shall formulate and implement a medium and long-term comprehensive agriculture and fisheries modernization plan. The Agriculture and Fisheries Modernization Plan shall focus on 5 major concerns: A. Food security, B. Poverty alleviation and social equity, C. Income enhancement and profitability, especially for farmers and fisherfolk, and D. Global competitiveness, and lastly, E. Sustainability. We are halfway there. Number 11. Are aquatic resources thriving in the water column or open sea? May move in large schools over great distances and even across oceans throughout their life cycle. This group includes the tunas, mackerels, round scads, anchovies, and herrings. A. Neritic fisheries resources. B. Pelagic fisheries resources. C. Marine fisheries resources. Or D. Open waters fisheries resources. The answer is B. Pelagic fisheries resources. Pelagic fish can be categorized as coastal and oceanic fish based on the depth of the water they inhabit. Coastal pelagic fish inhabit sunlit waters up to about 655 feet deep, typically above the continental shelf. Different species of pelagic fish are found throughout this zone. Numbers and distributions vary regionally and vertically depending on the availability of light, nutrient, dissolved oxygen, temperature, salinity, and pressure. Number 12. Marine Protected Area or MPA is a general term used to refer to areas of the sea protected whether by law and or in fact one or more activities. These are A. Coral reef, B. Mangroves, C. Seagrass beds, D. Both A and B, E. All of the above, or F. None of these. Marine protected areas under NEPAs. These are currently 35 legislated marine protected areas in the Philippines covering 3 million hectares or 1.42% of the 220 million hectares total sea area of the country. This area covers coastal zones having the following major ecosystems along its shallow coastlines: coral reefs, seagrass beds, and mangroves. Number 13. Blank are fishing activities undertaken in the area of competence of a relevant regional fisheries management organization which have not been reported of, have been misreported in contravention on the organization. A. Illegal fishing. B. Unreported fishing. C. Unregulated fishing. D. Irresponsible fishing. Or E. All of the above. And the answer is B. Unreported fishing. Unreported fishing refers to fishing activities which have not been reported or have been misreported by the vessels to the relevant national authority. For example, some vessels harvest more tonnage than they are entitled to catch under official fishing quotas. Number 14. Blank is part of the sea bottom topography where the total sea area lies above it. This area is of special economic importance because it is where the major commercial fisheries take place. A. Continental slope. B. Ocean trench. C. Abyssal plain. Or D. Continental shelf. And the answer is D. Continental shelf. Continental shelf, a broad, relatively shallow submarine terrace of continental crust forming the edge of a continental landmass. The geology of continental shelves is often similar to that of the adjacent exposed portion of the continent, and most shelves have a gently rolling topography called ridge and swale. Continental shelves make up about 8% of the entire area covered by oceans. Number 15. What is the total length of coastline in the Philippines? A. 36,398 kilometers. B. 301,000 kilometers. C. 36,289 kilometers. Or D. 71,641 kilometers. E. None of these. And the answer is C. 36,289 kilometers. The Philippines is an archipelago that consists of 7,641 islands with a total land area of 301,000 kilometers squared. The total area of marine waters, including EEZ, is 2,200,000 kilometers squared, and the total length of its coastline is 36,289 kilometers. The country's shelf and coral reef areas covers 18.46 million hectare and 2.7 million hectare. Number 16. In 2015, municipal fishers contribute 1.1 million MT or 21.7% of the total fish production. What fish species with the highest contribution? A. Fried tuna. B. Anchovies. C. Indian sardine. D. Big-eye tuna. E. None of these. And the answer is C. Indian sardine. The country's municipal fisheries contributed 1.01 million MT or 21.7% of the total fish production in 2015. Indian sardine contributed 7%, followed by the round scad and fried tuna at 6% each, while anchovies, Indian mackerel, yellowfin tuna, fimbriated sardine, and squid at 4% each, and slipmouth and big-eye tuna contributed 3% and 1% respectively. Other species provided 57% to the total marine fisheries production from the municipal fisheries. Number 17. This is also called subsistence fishermen. A. Fishermen. B. Small-scale fishermen. C. Artisanal fishermen. Or D. All of the above. And the answer is D. All of the above. Subsistence fishermen refers to a people that primarily to feed the family and relatives of the person doing the fishing. Generally, it also implies the use of low-tech artisanal fishing techniques and is carried out by people who are very poor. Quite often, this fishing is part of a life that also relies on small-scale agriculture and other sources of income and may include some sale of fish. Number 18. Which statement below are true about municipal fisherfolk? 1. A person regularly or not regularly employed in commercial fishing. Number 2. Physically engaged in taking and or culturing of aquatic resources. 3. Persons who are directly or indirectly engaged in fishing activities. A. Statement 1 and 3 are true and statement 2 is false. B. Statement 3 is true and statement 1 and 2 is false. C. All statements are true. Or D. All statements are false. And the answer is B. Statement 3 is true and statement 1 and 2 is false. Municipal fisherfolk is persons who are directly or indirectly engaged in municipal fishing and other related fishing activities. Number 19. What are the top 3 major fishing grounds in the Philippines? A. South Sulu Sea, Lamon Bay, Moro Gulf. B. West Palawan Water, South Sulu Sea, Visayan Sea. C. Samar Sea, Manila Bay, East Sulu Sea. Or D. Bohol Sea, Visayan Sea, West Palawan Water. And the answer is B. West Palawan Water, South Sulu Sea, and Visayan Sea. The top 3 major fishing grounds in the Philippines are West Palawan Waters, Sulu Sea, and Visayan Sea, followed by Moro Gulf and others. These fishing grounds constitute more than 64% of the total commercial fishing catch from 1992 to 1995. For municipal fisheries, these areas including Bohol Sea contribute 41% of fish catch for the same period. For the last number 20, which statement below is true about commercial fishing? 1. Include not only streams, lakes, inland bodies of water, and tidal waters. 2. A scheme of producing a minimum harvest per hectare per year of cultured species. 3. Includes fish, all other aquatic flora and fauna, and other living resources. 4. The taking of fishery species by passive or active gear for trade. A. Statement 1, 2, and 3 are false and statement 4 is true. B. Statement 2 is true and statement 1, 3, and 4 are false. Letter C. Statement 4 is true and statement 1, 2, and 3 are false. D. All of the statements are false. Or E. All of the statements are true. Thank you very much. The next video will be fishing gears and fishing methods.